One of my favorite positions as an intern while I was going through therapy training was at a residential facility for juveniles. Now, this was like an alternative residential facility. It was for boys who would have been at just a typical juvenile correction facility, but it was like a program that they had written a grant for, kind of like more like you would see a group home than bars and the prison type vibe. And so there were about, I would say about maybe 20 boys there living in this kind of like house that looked more like a summer camp. And these boys had done a variety of things from selling drugs to assaults, anything that would have landed them with what an adult would have been charged with a felony for. And so it was our job as little baby intern therapists to go there, and we were assigned a client and we would meet with them. We would meet with them, discuss, what happened, their mental health, and then on the weekends when they had visitation, we would come in and meet with their families. And I was assigned some really wonderful, precious kids and meeting with them and trying to meet with their families. Although I'm not bilingual, there was a lot of families who did not speak English that I just sat in family therapy sessions with and studied as much Spanish as I could know and just tried my best to go through those. But just seeing like the goodness in each one of these kids, that they weren't bad, they weren't hardened criminals, they were often just a product of the environment that they had been placed in. And really just believing in humankind, even knowing that people can wind up in places where they are receiving consequences for their action, but that doesn't say anything about the nature of their goodness as humans.